my teacher from Zaria. My Oga, I'm smiling as I'm about to call your name, sir. Professor Michael Ozovehe Girima, MNI. Let me also recognize a past president of NMA, Professor Faduile Adebayo. You're welcome, sir. OON. OON, I have to put that in there. Then my own president, whom I have served as Assistant Secretary General of NMA for the Northwest, my Oga, Professor IAO Uja, MNI, FNMA. Please still bear with me. A few more recognitions before I hand over to my main Oga for today. I wish to recognize the presence of Professor Abdul Karim Sabo Muhammad. He's the Vice Chancellor of Federal University, Dutse, Jigawa State. You're welcome, sir. I want to recognize the presence of Alak Healthcare India. Mukesh Katodia is here with us. Southern State guest. Thank you very much. May I invite my lead MC for the day to carry on from where I have humbly stopped. Thank you very much.
All right. Very good morning to one and all. While we await the arrival of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, I just want to, by way of addendum, recognize some of the dignitaries that are here. Let me in a special way welcome the chairman of the occasion. He's no other person than my Lord, the Chief Judge of Katsina State. So join me to welcome Justice Mustad Lada Abubakar. Chairman, sir, you're welcome. Sitting very close to him, sitting close to the chairman, is the Honorable Grand Kadi of Katsina State. Honorable Grand Kadi, we're pleased to have you, sir. Let me also, in a special way, welcome the representative of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, who sent in a very powerful delegation led by the Head of Civil Service of Kano State. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Abdullahi Musa, Head of Civil Service. You're welcome. And he's here being supported by the Honorable Commissioner of Health, Bakar El Yusuf. Honorable Commissioner, we're pleased to have you. I'd like to also welcome the representative of His Royal Highness the Omar Katsina, a very senior council member in the Emirate. Join me to welcome Lawal Idris Bagiwa, the Sarkin Fulani Hamchita. And of course, our able Commissioner, State Minister of Health, Honorable Musa Demufuntua, is right-seated. Honorable Commissioner, we're pleased to have you. He's a member of the State Executive Council. He's equally being supported by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Ahmed Tijani, Hamza Kofavai, Permanent Secretary. You're welcome, as well as heads of health institutions, notable among them, the Executive Secretary of the State Primary Healthcare Agency, the General Manager of the Hospital Services Management Board, the DG Kachima, the Executive Secretary Saka, and the host of others. Other directors from the ministry, they're all here. May I also recognize the president of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Comrade Harun Maman, is also seated here, the NAM president. You're welcome. Thank you very much. Now, the Minister of State Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation is also sending his representative. Join me to welcome Dr. Jibril Gwandu. He's standing for the Honorable Minister of State Humanitarian, as well as Elder Statman, a one-time chairman of Katsina Local Government. He was honorable member representing Katsina Local Government in the House of Representatives, the Dalawan Katsina Alhaji Hamis Gambo. We are also pleased to have you here. And we will keep you posted as well as we get updates as regards to the list of our dignitaries as they arrive in.
Thank you very much, sir. Let me recognize the presence of the representative of the Director General of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, Nantim Mullah Dadi, FSI. He's the Director for the Northwest in Kaduna. He's representing the DG of NAFDAC here. Sir, you're welcome. Please, the representative of the Special Advisor to the President on Health, can you please move forward and occupy one of the seats on the second row, please? Please. Thank you. Dr. Umar Tanko Yakasai. The National President of NADUS, Dr. Hassan Shuaibu Musa, is also in our midst. We recognize your presence, sir. You're welcome. Let me also recognize a past VP1 of the Nigerian Medical Association in the person of Professor Bukar Alhaji Grima. You're welcome, sir. Alongside him, I'd like to recognize the presence of a teacher, a mentor too, a professor of repute, Professor Samaila Alhaji Adamu. You're welcome, Prof. As we wait for the arrival of our very, very special guests today, permit me to recognize the presence of a past first Vice President of the Nigerian Medical Association, Professor Abdulrazak Adebayo. You're welcome, Professor. Thank you, sir.
heart is broken. You're sitting around moping, crying. You say you're even thinking about dying. Well, before you do anything rash, baby, listen to this. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, it may be factual, it may be cruel. I ain't lying. Everybody plays a fool. Falling in love is such an easy thing to do, but there's no guarantee that the one you love is gonna love you. Oh, loving eyes they cannot see. A certain person could never be. Love runs deeper than any ocean. You cloud your mind with emotion. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, it may be factual, it may be cruel. I ain't lying. Everybody plays the fool. How can you help it when the music starts to play and your ability to reason is swept away? Oh, heaven on earth is all you see. You're out of touch with reality, and now you cry. But when you do, next time around, someone cries for you. Hey, everybody plays the fool sometimes. Use your heart just like a tool. Listen, baby, they never tell you so in school. I'm gonna say it again. Everybody plays a fool. Everybody plays a fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, it may be factual, it may be cruel. I ain't lying. Everybody plays a fool. Everybody plays a fool sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, it may be factual, it may be cruel. I wanna say it again. Everybody plays a fool.
do uku sai do sarkin fulanin joban katsinawa
Randa akan kai daki don kishirwa.
ga dubatan mana gwamnan katsinawa baro lawan mai halin annabawa
Sarkin Fulanin Joban Katsinawa.
randa akan kai daki dan kishirwa
Gada fatan mana gwamnan Katsinawa. Faruk lawan mai halin annabawa.
sarkin fulanin joban katsinawa randa akan kai daki dan kishirwa ga dubatan mana gwamnan katsinawa baro lawan mai halin annabawa
Sarkin Fulanin Joban Katsinawa.
randa akan kai daki dan kishirwa
Gada fatan mana gwamnan Katsinawa. Faruk lawan mai halin annabawa.
da martaba sarki ga gaisuwa ta sarkin katsina wanda koman nufata damar wa babban yatan damayanta sarkin fulanin dogon katsinawa
Sarkin Fulanin
tarihin gwamna
fari dogo,
gwagwaren katsina
janar rakka,
zababban gwamna
fari dogo,
jajirtaccen gwamna
janar rakka,
masu abin amfana
fari dogo,
tun kusa daukin gwamna
janar rakka,
gwamna da rabin gwamna ya kai wanda kasa ta nuna ga mataimakin mu na gwamna
gidan rakka,
gaskiya da amana
gidan rakka,
joba mun amfana
gidan rakka,
musu tamu ya zauna
gidan rakka,
kabiru masu amana
gidan rakka,
na daure dan aljanna ya ce mu wake gwamna amma ba sarakin gwamna da ka tana wanda ko duk jinin da tako
fari dogo,
giwa mai kada tarko biro ga tamboko
fari dogo,
kai kowa ke dako kai aka wa gangan injiniya mun tare na masari burfari malumfashi mai abin alkairi wai na turati ta adugu mai yaji arzikin fulogi inji haifura tukwal sanninka shamsu taka ta same ka tukwale ya ce inganka sannu dan albarka bala abu mai allah masu kishin sallah sigari makara da jumla bala amanar talba wanda ba ya canjin lamba ki kuma jira sai iwa bala amanar wambai hamza mai basira dubbai
All right. All right, may we all rise for the national anthem? May we rise for the national anthem? Now we first take the national anthem and then we remain standing as we equally concurrently proceed with the national prayer, which is the third stanza. But then first the national anthem.
Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign fatherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peaceful battle honored, and this we count as gain. Hand unto our children a banner without stain. Oh God of all creation, that is our one request. Help us to build our nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Let's remain standing for the national prayer. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. May we be seated, please? Thank you. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Our special guest of honor, His Excellency the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Malam Duko Marat, the PhD, CON. Your Excellency the Deputy Governor of Katsina State, Malam Farouk Lawal Jobe, representative of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, the Head of Civil Service of Kano State, Alhaji Abdullahi Musa, the representative of the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Development, Dr. Bello Suleiman, as well as the representative of the Honorable Minister of State for Health, Dr. Saadia Nasir, representative of the Honorable Minister of State Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Jibril Gondu, the chairman of this very important occasion, my Lord, the Chief Judge of Katsina State, Honorable Grande Kadi, the Director General of the National Health Insurance Authority, represented our able keynote speaker, Emeritus Professor Musa Brodo, the Chairman Committee of CMDs, in person of Professor Shehu Abdurrahman, from AKTH, Aminu Kano Teaching Hospital, representative of His Royal Highness, the Emir of Katsina, a very senior council member in the Emirate, the Alhaji Lawal Idris Bagiwa, members of the State Executive Council, notable among them the Honorable Commissioner of State Ministry of Health, Honorable Musa Adamu Funtua, as well as his counterpart, the Honorable Commissioner of Health from Kano State, heads of health institutions, the National President of the NMA, Professor Bala Mohamed Audu, other affiliates of the NMA, the National President of the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, other highly respected invited guests. For want of time, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and assalamu alaikum. Let me first join others to welcome especially our delegates into the ancient city of Katsina, the home of heritage and hospitality, for an annual get-together, precisely the annual general and scientific conference and delegate meeting, TAG DICO Katsina 2025. Your Excellency, the choice of this year's theme is very apt. Bearing in mind the focus is on the universal applicability of the care standards, especially for patients and the well-being of healthcare providers. Your Excellency, it is gratifying to inform you, already before your arrival, the scientific conference has just commenced. So at this point in time, we're breaking for the ceremony, and of course, after the ceremony, the conference proper will resume. So the confirmation of the chair of this very important occasion, I'd like to at this point in time invite the Honorable Grande Kadi to give us the opening prayer. Honorable Grande Kadi, sir.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد ورحم محمد وآل محمد وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت ورحمت وباركت على إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وبنجي الله albarkaci wannan taro namu farkon sa da ƙarshen sa kuma abubuwan da aka taro domin sa ubangiji Allah ya sa ai nasara Allah ya jagoranci baki da Allah ya ba mu lahiya da zaman lahiya mai dorewa ubangiji Allah ya kama hannun shugabanni mai dora su kan daidai abubuwa na alkhairi da suka shirya ma wannan kasa ta mu da jiha mu baki da ubangiji Allah ya tabbatar da shi kuma Allah ya dawo musu Allah kare su daga dukkan shari na kusa da nesa wanda muka sani da wanda ba mu sani ba muna roƙo ubangiji Allah ya mana jagora Allahumma asina aqibatana fil umuri kulliha wa ajirna min khizyi dunya wa azabil akhirah Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar Allahumma kashif anna al jahda wal ju'a wal urya wa kashif anna min al bala'i ma la yakashifu ghayruk subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Thank you, mashallah. Now, having said the opening prayer, distinguished delegates, I am Ibrahim Al-Mughafai, the state official master of ceremony, And I'm to be assisted by the Crown Prince of the Association of Residence Doctors, Dr. Mohamed Usman Suleiman. So at this point in time, I'd like to usher in Dr. Suleiman, who is going to invite the I will be taking the welcome address. The chair of the NMA is expected to proceed with the welcome. All right, I beg your pardon. My attention has been drawn. That's the recitation of the position pledge, which we ought to have taken. I think it will be very apt. Your Excellency, may I crave your indulgence as we take the position pledge. Are we taking it?
Good morning. May I crave our indulgence that this is the physician's pledge for doctors. So as we're taking it, we expect our physicians here to kindly follow it. Permit me to invite the president of the West African College of Surgeons, Professor I.B. Yakasai, to lead us in the physician's pledge.
May I ask the physician in the house to please stand up and remain standing. Repeat after me, please. I solemnly pledge to consecrate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit consideration of age, disease, or disability. Creed, ethnic origin, gender, and nationality. Political affiliation, race, and sexual orientation. Social standing or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secret that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with the good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of this medical profession. I will give it to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of health care. I will attend to my own good health, well-being, and the abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. So help me God. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Thank you. May we be seated? I think when the pledge was going on, I noticed that a few of us are not physicians here. But in my candid opinion, His Excellency, the Governor's chemistry with the enemy is very excellent. So I assume he's one for the purpose of this ceremony. So with this, we will be quickly taking the next item, a welcome remarks by the NMA Chair, Katsina State, Dr. Mohamed Sani, Chairman.
Dr. Mohamed Sani is a consultant physician and infectious disease specialist with the Department of Internal Medicine, Federal Teaching Hospital, Katsina. You're welcome, sir.
His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Malam Duka Umar Radda, PhD, CON, Gwagwaran Katsina, the People's Governor, the Governor of the year that is health friendly, the recipient of the award of NMA. All protocols duly observed. It is with immense pleasure and a profound sense of privilege that I stand before you today as the chairman of the local organizing committee to extend a warm and hearty welcome to the auspicious occasion in the heart of the home of heritage and hospitality. This town is full of heritage and pride. Kazina ta duk ɗakin kara. Yanzu Katsina tana hannun dukku. Kuma za mu ga kara. Today marks a significant occasion as we gather here for the annual general meeting, a crucial annual event where all Nigerian doctors converge. This event provides us with valuable platform to reflect on our achievement, deliberate on pressing issues, share knowledge and best practice, network among our colleagues to strengthen our bonds. I'm particularly delighted to see a diverse and enthusiastic turnout comprising of seasoned professionals, dedicated young doctors, esteemed colleagues from allied health sectors, and our valued guests. Your presence here today underscores the collective commitment we share towards achieving the noble cause of healthcare and upholding the highest standard of medical practice in Nigeria. The first few years have presented us with both challenges and opportunity within the healthcare landscape of the nation, and in particular Katsina State. As an association, and under the support of His Excellency Malam Duka Umar Radda, we have strived to advocate for an improved remuneration of doctors, better working conditions, organize continuous medical education, contribute to the public health awareness campaign in the state, engage with the relevant government agencies, etc. We recognize the tireless effort and sacrifices made by each and every member of NMA Katsina and even the nation at large in delivering quality healthcare to our communities. We know the circumstances under we work is demanding, but still our members are trying to give quality education. And I think with the presence of His Excellency here, I know he is committed to improving healthcare sector in the state and beyond if he has the need. Currently, the state has a role. The polio campaign is currently ongoing. Our governor, the people's governor, the Gwagwaran Katsina, will not relent to ensure quality healthcare care is accessible to all good people of Katsina State. We have more to ask. Your Excellency, we have more to ask. And I know you are a good listener and you are an achiever. And I know you are give to your own promises in the health sector. Today's occasion has been meticulously planned to offer a rich and engaging experience. We have a compelling line of insightful presentations, interactive scientific session, thought-provoking discussions, networking events with our colleagues. I am confident that the deliberations and interaction that will take place today will be invaluable in shaping the future direction of our association and contribute meaningfully to the advancement of medical practice in our society. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the Ministry of Health under distinguished leadership of Honorable Musa Adam Funtua. He has been really giving us open mind and open access to give advice to improve the quality of health care in the state. Finally, I extend my deepest appreciation to our esteemed guests, speakers, and particularly the chairman of the occasion, Chief Judge Sir. Your presence and contribution will reach this event. On behalf of NMA Katsina and National, I once again welcome you all to the 65th Annual Delegate Meeting and General Conference. I encourage you to actively participate, engage in fruitful discussions, and make most of the opportunity to learn, connect, and collaborate. Thank you for your kind attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the state chair of the NMA. I think a few years back when they say this person is a consultant, you be looking at him, with gray hairs. But now, to God be the glory, we're beginning to have young chaps, consultants. Kudos to the medical profession. We are really, coming on board. Then the next one.
Thank you very much. The next item we have is the welcome address by the balanced president, the 001 of the Nigerian doctors. He also doubles as the vice chancellor of the Federal University of Health Sciences, Azari. May we please put our hands together for the president of the Nigerian Medical Association, Professor Bala Muhammad Audu.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, it's a rare privilege in any state to have the Executive Governor side by side with the Deputy Governor gracing one occasion. We sincerely appreciate your friendliness to the Nigerian Medical Association, as well as your health sector friendly programs. Permit me, Your Excellency, to stand on the existing protocol that has already been well established. Dear colleagues, my Hippocratic brothers and sisters, members of council, delegates from all over the country, our distinguished hosts and special guests, let me welcome you to the AGC ADM of the Nigerian Medical Association tagged Katsina Dabo 2025. I must start by thanking His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, the government and good people of Katsina State for taking up the challenge and responsibility of hosting us to this ADM. As we all recollect, His Excellency is a recipient of the NMA Distinguished Service of Excellence Award, one of the highest awards that the Nigerian Medical Association gives. Your Excellency, sir, I want to acknowledge that since we have stepped into Katsina State, We have received overwhelming welcome. We have been well taken care of, and the Katsina State and the local organizing committee have briefed us of the great assistance that they have received from your government. We appreciate this. Prior to this opening ceremony, we have engaged in various activities, including medical outreaches in various towns and local governments of the state, offering free medical services, including surgeries, which culminated yesterday with eye surgeries at your very beautiful eye hospital that we visited. In addition, the Nigerian Medical Association, in its bid to give back to society, has adopted the orphanage here in Katsina, the state government-owned orphanage, to support it in improving healthcare delivery, in supporting education, as well as supporting balanced nutrition. We intend this to be a sustainable engagement and not a one-off engagement. We have also visited stakeholders in the state to seek for advice for the success of this AGM and other activities of the Nigerian Medical Association. Your Excellency, sir, ladies and gentlemen, the Nigerian Medical Association is going through a transition period that will direct its emphasis towards creating progressive stability within the health sector, working closely with all stakeholders across all tiers of government, the private sector, and through an interprofessional, multidisciplinary teamwork. Our rededication will not be hindered by the myriad of challenges facing us as doctors practicing in Nigeria, such as the dwindling number of the health workforce in the presence of an increasing demand for us to do more for society, thus resulting in extreme stress and health challenges on us, coupled with the poor remuneration and inadequate funding, among others. We are confident that most of the challenges we face can be solved through mutual dialogues and constructive engagement with relevant stakeholders, such as Nigeria's Governors Forum, Northwest Governors Forum, Algon, etc. And we look forward to this. I know His Excellency is the chairman of the Northwest Governors Forum. Amongst the teams and sub-teams of our AGM is to ensure universality in the quality of health care we deliver along all levels of care. In other words, if a facility, be it private or public, irrespective of whether it is owned by federal, state, or local governments in the public sector, the standard of care should have a minimal baseline, and this should be regulated. In the same vein, Your Excellency, the quality of welfare for those who deliver this care, because health care is a manpower intensive sector. Of course, there is the need for infrastructure and there are other needs for equipment and medicines. But all these become irrelevant unless the manpower for health, and particularly the lead manpower team, the medical doctors, are retained. And amongst the critical factors is to ensure a basic minimum welfare package, not just their basic salaries, but also the other welfare packages that are significant in retention. Therefore, in repositioning the NMA, we are engaging more in corporate social responsibility, like balanced nutrition and educational empowerment. We are launching that at Katsina State, which we have done at the orphanage as an honor to His Excellency and to the good people of Katsina State. We will be partnering with Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, to adopt at least one primary health care center per senatorial district throughout the country under our volunteer doctors scheme program that is anchored by the newly registered NMA-owned Doctors Medical Aid Foundation. The foundation will also run projects, consultancy services, policy planning and implementation across different aspects of healthcare. We therefore urge all stakeholders to patronize and support these noble and laudable projects. Your Excellency, sir, the National Executive Committee and the National Officers Committee approved 3 categories of awards. Basically, the Fellow of the Nigerian Medical Association, the Excellent Service Award, and the Certificate of Honor of Membership of the Nigerian Medical Association, including awards and honors to past presidents and secretary generals to be delivered at this AGC ADM. The category that will be presented at this opening ceremony, Your Excellency, is the Excellent Service Award that will be presented to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, who is ably represented by the Head of Service. The other awards will be presented at the annual dinner, while others will be presented at our next upcoming event. Your Excellency, sir, on behalf of Nigerian doctors, it gives me the singular honor to once more welcome each and every one of us here to this annual general meeting stroke scientific conference and annual delegates meeting of the Nigerian Medical Association, tagged Katsina Ndabo 2025. Katsina Ndiko, sorry. Katsina Ndiko 2025. Pardon me, please. Thank you very much.
Gaskiya ne, Katsinan ta Dikko ce, ga Dikko kuma yana zaune a nan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, in an ideal gathering, the chairman is supposed to direct the affairs of the gathering unless he thinks otherwise. So at this point in time, it is my honor to usher in the chairman of the occasion, my Lord, the Chief Judge of Katsina State, who is going to direct the affairs of other items that remain on the agenda.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على من لا نبي بعد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Katsina State, representative of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State and recipient of the NMA highest award that was earlier given to our esteemed Governor. Your Excellency, for want of time, I will adopt the already established protocol. I was preparing a warrant for contempt by the Chairman NMA for calling Katsina Dabo. I think they called his attention and stabbed his neck. When the LOC approached me to chair this occasion, I began to wonder why. I thought they would find one veteran doctor or or medical practitioner, but they said, we want you and we want you. I said, well, I will come one day before you, so I just take it, I will come. But beyond that, as a concerned individual and citizen of Katsina State, first the status of senior citizen now, I have seen it all since the creation of Katsina State, with less than 5 public medical institutions at the inception of the state. We now have an uncountable, both private and public, and they keep on growing. But more importantly, is the way and manner our successive governments have taken healthcare in Katsina, and they have taken it very seriously. But it's not surprising. Katsina has its history from the colonial days. I think it was Emir Duku that first adopted the modern standard hospital among the Hausa Emirates. Katsina had always set the face. The current government has taken healthcare as a very, very important cardinal campaign promise. Security, education, healthcare, they keep on going like that. Each time, I assure you, in less than 48 hours, if the governor had any chance to talk about government policies, it will be health, security, education. And he has shown it. I think the governor visited more health institutions unscheduled than any other aspect of governance. 12 midnight, 1 a.m., the governor sometimes drove himself to some hospitals in and outside Katsina to see things for himself. And when the chairman NMA was talking, commending the government for bringing in the governor and the deputy, that has been our culture, his culture in particular. His deputy will always be with him in the event of any policy issue, and in his absence, it will be as if he were there. I welcome you to Katsina, and I think it has become imperative to abridge the program, because honestly, I must tell you, from my personal knowledge, probably NMA only can bring the governor today here, given the schedule he has, domestic and official. Your Excellency, we commend you. We know your determination, and God will continue to strengthen you. The conference is for a whole week and is within Katsina capital. Development of health facilities is concurrent in all nooks and crannies of Katsina State. I hope the national leadership of NMA will take time to at least go around some of the nearest local governments to see that it is concurrent, going on simultaneously. At this juncture, and without much ado, and to save time, I will delegate the two able MCs to continue under my direction. But at this juncture, before then, Lady MC, what's our next yes. On the goodwill messages, I hope to crave your indulgence. I know there are interested stakeholders that will want to present messages, but time will not permit us to do so. So the goodwill messages will come from His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, who is being honored today, and the National Health Insurance Authority only. Others may have time within the conference to bring in their goodwill messages. So at this juncture, I invite the Honorable Commissioner, Kano State Minister of Health, to deliver the goodwill message of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, while the head of service leading the delegation with the appropriate time received the highest award on behalf of His Excellency. Honorable Commissioner.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State and the Deputy, all protocols duly observed. His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf, wanted to be here personally, but because of exigencies of his office, he could not make it. But he asked me to send his goodwill message to NMA National, to thank the NMA and to congratulate the NMA for continuous services that they are rendering to the nation. And to also ask the NMA, especially the Kano branch, to please adopt our orphanage home for services. Because it's one area that we have been having problem with. It's much more of abandoned place that we are doing much in Kano to ensure that the orphans are getting medical care and attention that they deserve. On this note, Your Excellency, I once more wish to thank you for hosting the event and congratulating the LOC for successful hosting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner, Kano State Ministry of Health. May I have the singular honor to invite the representative of the DG of the NHIA to give us his goodwill message.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Malam Diko Umaru Radda, PhD, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Katsina State, please permit me to stand on existing protocol. I bring you the greetings on behalf of the Director General CEO of the National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Kelechi Ohiri, who is unavoidably absent due to the exigencies of his office. It is because of the importance of this event and the high regard that he has for the Nigerian Medical Association, the NMA, that he has asked me to represent him and convey his goodwill wishes for the success of this event. The DG has asked that we continue to work together as critical stakeholders in the health sector to improve equitable access to qualitative healthcare delivery, especially for the most vulnerable. Here in Kazuna, and as in other states of the Federation, including the FCT, the NHIA, that is the National Health Insurance Authority, is implementing the fistula-free program and the financing access to comprehensive emergency obstetric care programs, which have brought succor and saved unnecessary and unacceptable death to many vulnerable women in the last 1 year of implementation. I'll want to use this opportunity to also, the MD of the FTH and the MD of the Norfolk Kazuna are living witnesses to what is happening to these programs. They are being implemented successfully, and we are seeing the successes, we are seeing the progresses being made so far. This is in addition to the Basic Health Fund, the BHCPF, of which when Dr. Hassan of Kachma was making presentation, it comes through the NHI gateway and implemented at the state level with the various, through the various state.
Thank you very much, representative of the NHIA. So at this moment we will be taking, it is now time for the lecture. And I wish to announce that His Excellency the Governor has graciously accepted to listen to the lecture presentations. And looking at his tight schedules, and we are appealing to first the prof that will present the guest speaker to us to be as brief as possible, make synopsis, looking at the scope, and then as well as the guest speaker to please kindly be as brief as possible in consideration with His Excellency's schedule for the day.
At this juncture, permit me to invite our able teacher, mentor, Professor Samaila Alhaji Adamu, to please kindly, briefly give us the citation of our guest speaker, Professor Musa Muhammad Borudu.
Thank you very much. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. The Executive Governor lot in the medical profession, has served a lot of communities, has a lot of community service to his credit. He has more than 60 publications in reputable international peer-reviewed journals, has authored more than 30 monographs, has presented hundreds of papers at workshops such as this as a guest speaker, and Malam has received over these years about 21 prestigious awards and honors. So too many to list in this. So that is the gentleman. I therefore present my teacher, my mentor. He has produced more than 40 specialists in his field. Myself, more than 2 decades ago, under him, when I became a consultant. This is a distinguished man, an astute clinician, excellent administrator, an ethicist, a reformist, a bridge builder, a researcher, and above all, ladies and gentlemen, this is an achiever, this is a trainer, this is a mentor. Thank you very much, sir, for being there for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, I need to see. Would you want me to bring my assistant? Yes, because I cannot do it like this, huh? Turn around. Okay. Yes. Use this one. Okay, fine.
Well, this screen is not working.
Can you put on this screen?
Okay. So Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wa sallallahu ala Nabil Kareem. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, and your able deputy here present, and the representative of the Governor of Kano State, our distinguished chairman of the occasion, the President of NMA, and the large number of past presidents here. With the permission of the chairman, let me stand on existing protocol. I am highly privileged to make this presentation to my professional group. But let me start by commending His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State. I have read through the brochure of event, and anybody looking at page 23 will see that indeed, even if the chairman of Katsina State NMA has not mentioned, he is indeed a darling of the medical profession. Achieve this, which we know we cannot so do using our individual talents to serve society. We require stakeholders. A most critical group are the leadership group that understand the issues as we present them and accept advice to be able to provide appropriate infrastructure and personnel and medical packages that will go to the people. If we did that, we would have succeeded. A lot of the problems our dear country has had over time was because of lack of this harmony between us and leaders that would ensure that proper health visions have been set. Of course, the benefit goes to the general population. So I am most grateful that you have rescheduled your activities to listen. And I will ensure that I am giving only the essence of the lecture. For us who are doctors here, I'm not saying anything new. This is something that we know, we have practiced, we have advocated. But often, not to the hearing of the right people that will do the necessary input so that we see progress in the health sector. Your Excellency, I'm very grateful to you. And secondly, let me also congratulate the NMA. Over the last 5 years, I have become extremely happy about the redirection of our Noble Professional Association since Professor Uja took over, and more recently, Professor Bala, and some of their affiliates, particularly the MD Khan, Professor Mohammed, have made me feel that indeed our lab is going to be fulfilled. For we have realized that it's impossible for us to be able to change the healthcare system and impact our community. Most grateful that you decided to discuss this topic once more, telling us that indeed you have redirected what we should do. And I will tell you, I have followed you up for the last 4 or 5 years. I can do, and it is easy for me. The essence of this is to draw attention to policy makers that for a very, very long time, the world has realized inequities in the provision of health. And health is such an important resource that God has given us that we must try and nurture and utilize for the good of humanity. But you could see countries where healthcare systems don't exist. In other places, you see it where resources are squandered unnecessarily. So in about 2000, World Health Organization and other concerns agreed that we must advocate for a policy of universal health coverage, which essentially means that we must make effort to reach everybody that requires health assistance where he is, providing him the best of care as much as we can, using very, very efficient sources. And at the center of all of this, you have the health workers. The president did mention, and we have a lot of others, nurses, pharmacists, and important people like the birth attendants and so on. Together we work to be able to ensure that the man in the village who only requires Panadol and ORS is attended to. Just like the man that is very sick and unfortunately has a cardiac arrest is attended to at the tertiary institution. So this movement became international. Nigeria, unfortunately, joined the wagon only 10 years later. So what are we doing now? Okay, fine. So the lecture outline talks about this preamble, which is that health is valuable, And we must do everything we can do to ensure that we preserve it and improve it. But the reality on ground in the world is that we have a lot of inequities. But our job is not to lament, but to look through and see what are the causes of these inequities to be able to address them. At the center of them are the issue of location of people, the numbers of people, their level of education, but most importantly, as I have said at the beginning, the political will and commitment to be able to provide funds, direction, and policy to establish health systems that are efficient to be able to improve this health. So if you have a mixture of the professionals with leadership that will provide policy and finance, then we will address the general populace that may not have knowledge, may not be interested in coming to healthcare. He has some other cultural considerations, and importantly, he finds this so-called Western medical care very, very expensive to the extent that he doesn't come and officially only presents late when there is nothing that could be done. So our history in Nigeria, Your Excellency, started very effectively in 2010. And we had a national plan that ran up to 2015. If you look down, can you scroll down to see some of our health care? Who is handling this for me? What can I do it myself? Could help me? Go next. Is it possible for me to handle it? Can you move? I'm trying to truncate the lecture so that Your Excellency gets the meat of it before you go. So, okay, maybe listen. You see this, WHO and others have done this thinking to us. But responsible people do their own self-assessment. That is why I put that in red. You don't require WHO to come and tell you that you require this. If you are very responsible, you will do it yourself. Some of the countries of the world are doing it. They don't mind WHO. And I hope we'll reach a stage when we'll be able to be so conscious of our health that we plan for these things. I am glad if you look at professional associations, they have woken up to these responsibilities as our enemy has done. So that when you, on your own volition, decided to have a plan that you agree to be able to execute for the purposes of your people, there should not be inertia in you in trying to ensure that that plan has succeeded. Unfortunately, this is what we have in the country, largely because maybe there is no collaboration and cooperation as you made the plan. What we noticed in Nigeria, in the 2010-2015 plan, the gaps which are there, if you can scroll down, showed fundamentally that the states and the local governments were not doing the bidding of federal government because they were not carried along as the plan was made. So the subsequent plan that came in 2018 to 2022, which is the last plan that we have had before the new government, took meticulous effort to involve state and local governments to participate, looking at the health indices to say this is the area where you are weak. This is the area where you should put an input. And this is what it will cost you. And this is your own plan. If you execute it, it's for the good of our people. Now, this wonderful arrangement came, and we saw improvement. Unfortunately, the midterm and end-term components of this plan were not reviewed, probably because it was election year, and everybody was interested in who will become what. And we came into 2023 without a proper critique of this plan, and the new government used its own initiative to start something that we have, which we plead. I'm sure the representative of Honorable Minister is here, that a totally articulated plan, 2023-2027, should be made available to everybody to see, so that together we can work together to ensure that we have provided quality health. But that notwithstanding, can you scroll? Who is doing this? Oh, Professor Jamil. Scroll. Now, this Nigeria strategic plan is built on the understanding we have primary, secondary, and tertiary health system that should work so that the patient that requires advice on nutrition in the village doesn't become so ill because it has not been provided for him. He comes to Katsina or the teaching hospital when he spends a lot of time. Secondly, the secondary care and tertiary care must be equipped to be able to provide a continuum. Now, health is on the concurrent list, as you are aware, Your Excellency. State governments, local government, and federal governments must work together, each of the governments taking up its own responsibility to ensure that we have a harmonious arrangement that will help us achieve what we want. So these are the characteristics of the plan that we worked on. Can we move, Professor Jamil? You see, the next 5-6 slides are the reality on ground about us in Nigeria. A very wide and broad system, 60% communicable diseases, 30% non-communicable. If you look, this is the performance of various states of Nigeria in the provision of what? Skilled birth. So pregnancy is not an illness. A pregnant woman requires somebody to advise her. But you could see from the bottom to top, some states are there, while others are the others. So that a pregnant woman has capability to deliver safely in the village if we are concerned about it. The next one shows our maternal mortality. Once more, our women don't become pregnant to die. But you see, those on this side, the northwest, northeast have these high numbers, while southeast have low numbers. This is the national average. Why should it be so? But the reality is, if this is what you have, you will ask yourself, what do I have? Why is it so? What do I need to do to be able to improve? And it is totally doable. Next. Next. This is child health. Next. Now, this is an important slide, sir. You see, it says 3 to 5% of the budget, national budget, is allocated to health, when at least WHO suggested 15. And we here in Nigeria suggested even 25%. But why is it that governments, after this commitment, spend only 30%? What is the problem? They don't understand. They have other commitments. What are the priorities? So if people are involved and they agree to a commitment, it allows them to adjust their budgets to ensure that we achieve this. These are the reasons why we do not fare so well. Next. This is a slide I put to discourage us. We have relied and are relying so much on external funding to be able to fund our issues. Any responsible person that has a program looks on ways he is trying to help himself. If help comes, no problem. But we don't allow ourselves for international donors to come and change our direction. That may not necessarily be good for us, but for them, for their various reasons. This has been our problem over the years. This huge number of people giving some funds and truncating what we are doing. Can we move? Human resource. You see medical schools, nursing schools, schools of technologies, and regulatory bodies that was mentioned earlier on. You cannot have a system without manpower. So there was a deliberate effort. For example, the NUC, if you look at this act, and the medical National Postgraduate Medical College, you could see clearly stated that these are strategic institutions set up to be able to provide appropriate manpower to assist us. Now, have we assisted them, and are we producing the large number of manpower we require? We are doing very, very badly. And then the exodus of doctors for economic reasons has worsened things up. But we must only do with what we have. The next slide would show that currently, out of the 116 number of registered doctors from Medical and Dental Council, only about half of them have renewed their license. In other words, half of them have either left the country, and a few of them probably have died. Which means 56 doctors manage at least 200 million people. We see a ratio of 1 to 3,500. This cannot take us anywhere. But it is not an impossibility for us to realign if we focus. This medical manpower, the nurses, the pharmacists, they are the group that the nation entrusts all this health structure to. Can we move? Can you move? Because I want to show you one important thing. This health development plan has its successes. I have referred to it. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. That is the current one that has just expired. Can we move, sir? This one. Move. Shortcomings of the other one are taken into account in producing this one. Next. The national health policy determines what we have agreed. It's a national policy. It's not some imported something. Next. Can you move? Move. These are details you can read, but I want to highlight one important thing about the workforce. It says before that, Professor Jamil, before this, it says we want to strengthen the health system to deliver essential package of healthcare services which focuses on appropriate human resources. Without them, and without the medicines, we are going to go nowhere. So can you go to the green ones? Move. Now, these are the various sectors that we've agreed that we'll go through to see effective health. We'll not have time to go them, but move. There is one particular slide. This pillar number 3 is the one that captures what we are going to do as a nation to provide this effective quality health using these health workers. Can you move? Next. Next one. This strategic pillar has 5 components. The aim that we said we would do as a nation is to have in place the right number, skill mix of competent, motivated, productive, and equitably distributed health force for optimal and quality healthcare services provision. This is what we said we want to do as a country. And it will look funny. It will not make sense. When you yourself said, this is the quality of the workforce that you want, and then we find ourselves arguing. Federal government will pay this salary. State will say, no, I will pay this salary. Professor Jamul, a very competent gynecologist offering service because he is working in the state, get paid late compared to somebody in Lagos. This doesn't make sense. The competency is the same. In fact, the challenges he is having because of late presentation may even be more. That exactly is the argument we are going, which shouldn't be the case at all. It should be a rested thing, a minimal, harmonized, accepted package for these health workers, so that we move on to the next thing that is going to help us. Well, you are clapping. I have asked all over the country, informally, how well are people doing? There is a slide to that effect. I don't know whether we'll reach there, but the situation is not so good. Can you move? you'll see, Professor Jamil, you'll see it. I've made a slide to show. You see, this one indicates that at the end of the plan, he said, I'm going to provide this XYZ. How much will it cost? Every state knew how much it will cost it. So that when you go back, you decide to reserve funds to be able to achieve this objective. But often, these plans are put aside. When during the COVID, we didn't have work, we said we'll help Jigawa State and Kano to track them. How well have they followed this? They were not doing it at all. One of the two governors, however, was credible, just like you, sir. When we said, this is what should have been done, you have not done it. He said, how do I do it? He has made a lot of progress. The other governor said, all the things you are saying, we already have them in the planning. And they are still planning. And they have not produced anything. Eh? So move, next one. So look at this, sir. I have picked people in the north state, Kano State. They said they are virtually in the con mess, but there are a few things they are sorting out with the government as it relates to these recent increases. But they have made effort. Jigawa, Katsina, Zamfara said they are still negotiating. Kaduna State is negotiating. Oyo, Kwara negotiating. Anambra, you know, they are funny people. They said the thing is there. So let us pass through this. Let me now do my summary, sir. We are not doing well. The representative of the Honorable Minister of Health, in the name of God, make sure the tradition that has been set, you bring us the performance of the last plan so that collectively as a country we can see it. I spend a lot of time trying to find out what our current government is doing. They have their own strategy. They will pick something and push it. Before you know it, they have moved to another one. But let us see the work plan so that you know they are here or there. For accountability and for us as a nation. Because this is a long-term plan that we must continue to own. A lot of effort was put into it. Can you go? So the reality on ground, this is what the current government is doing. If you look carefully, you will see they are addressing peculiar areas of weaknesses. But this should not be ad hoc. They should have a total plan and balance it out so that people that are looking or are trying to help them know, yes, we are waiting for this, but they want to do this because of its priority, and everybody gets carried along. So there are two important programs they have floated, which affected two critical areas. You see, if you read through this, BHCCP will be managed through a sector-wide program, be a real or notional pooling of all available funds. This is a policy issue. And then they said the second bit, which is industrialization fund, is going to be pooled to be able to put into investments and so on. So, but you want to be able to see. The third one is the one that is puzzling. They said the former method of monitoring doesn't make sense. So strictly, it's not going to be strictly quality measures to be, but they want to combine quality measures, structure, process, and outcome. This is a big English. Maybe there is something they found. You cannot condemn them. Maybe they want to modify. But there are two important things they are doing now, which is commendable. Next one. Next. This is what they are addressing now. Effective governance, efficient, equitable, and quality health system, and locking value chains, healthy securities. These are things that are there before. Of course, what they want to do is different, but there are two robust programs, which Jamilu is very happy because he's addressing maternal health, and our pediatricians are happy because he's addressing under 5 health, which is good, no problem. But let's see everybody being carried along, because we need to support them to be able to achieve this. Next. This mommy. Remember this word, mommy. It is a special program that addresses maternal and newborn health by some initiative. And there is a full-blown thing. Next one. Aha. If you see this one, it means progress. But let's hope we follow it up. So at the end of this, what I am saying, we have problems. We are used to problems. Reasonable people don't run away from problems. They face them and address them. Other countries of the world did the same before us. We should garner our effort together to achieve this. And I have a few recommendations, Professor Jamil. Stakeholders. This is wrong. It shouldn't be health providers. It should be health people, managers, no? Those who give the funds, government. There's a term for them. But they have another name. It's a mistake. Health proprietors. Proprietors is somebody who has owned everything. This is what government, and Your Excellency, you are one of the proprietors. But you seem to be doing well, and we hope other governors will follow suit. What we are saying, together, the proprietors who should provide policy, monitoring, funding, infrastructure, personnel welfare, let me emphasize it again, personnel welfare, and other regulations. That is what they will do for us. And we, the providers, all the professionals have obligation. You have heard what the enemy made us read now. We have obligation to provide care under whatever difficult situation. The nurses have the same. So we will follow suit and assist government to be able to achieve what it wants to achieve. And the last group, they are the general populace. Up till now, late presentation to hospital, people denying that they have medical problems is from witchcraft. I have a very respectable senior colleague whom they said he has kidney disease. And he said, this man, he said, no. He has been told by somebody there is an alternative way to treat this. Last week, unfortunately for me, I was passing through the wood and he was calling me. I said, have you come for dialysis? He said, yes. That the doctor convinced him that this creatinine is 3,000. Despite this thing you are doing, the next thing is that you may begin to convulse and die. So we still don't have belief in the health system. People don't have money, they don't understand. So health education and whatever it takes for the populace to understand what we are doing and to prioritize their money for health rather than for marrying second or third wife is very, very important. You see this national health insurance, I'm glad, in the hospitals, somebody requires medicine for hypertension, 10,000 naira for 2 months. And you see him going around the hospital because they said he should bring only 1,000 and the insurance system will give 9,000. People are so poor, they cannot do this. So if the health services are there and the commodities are there and people cannot pay for them, we have also lost. So catastrophic health spending, which shouldn't be 30-40%, is about 70% in Nigeria. Let me bore you again. A young lady with loin pain, I thought it's pyelonephritis, did x-ray, looked something funny, they did scan, CAT scan, they say it's a renal cell tumor, that they can do something on it by injecting some coils. And the cost, sir, is 1 million naira. And this lady doesn't have 1,000 naira. So we are watching, what are we going to do with her now? Where do we get 1 million naira to help her? So that the tumor can be shrunken and the surgeons can take it. And you have these stories there and there and there. So we must have plans to ensure that our commodities have been subsidized and people can access them. Otherwise, it's a total waste of time. So, move, sir. Recommendations. What I have said in the end, just go, you see recommendations, Professor Jamil. The essence of the recommendations is we have a bad situation. But we can arise to it if collectively our various stakeholders rise to it. All stakeholders must regalvanize energy and direction to address our problems. The federal government, I have referred to it, they have a major role to play. But because health is on concurrent list, state governments have absolute responsibility in their states, and the local government, you're going to give them a lot of money, make sure that they are using it properly, not this culture of just collecting the money and disappearing till the next month. Because if we don't do this, this immunization coverage doesn't happen, we have a pandemic. We don't give treatment for vaccines for meningitis, we have a national problem. The Lassa fever has come back. Then it becomes a national issue. So we must have self-discipline at every level of government. We don't like military government, but during the time of General Babangida and Professor Olukoye Ramsamkuti, they used the national might to build a national primary healthcare system better than many countries in the world. Unfortunately, it is all in shambles now because we have not followed it up. So, government at every level, this harmonization of health workers should be urgently addressed. Let me tell you, sir, you know I am old, I can't leave this country. I have younger colleagues, every day I talk to them. They said, look, sir, this thing, the way we are going, well, we don't know what will happen. We are lucky in Bayero University, the medical people went to the VC and said, Oga, see what is happening, do one or two things, is within the law and we will stay. And the VC very sensible did it. So state governments, we must value these people who have spent millions to train. They go to America and so on, and they are paid peanuts there. But it is our own training. So we must change the welfare and harmonize the system so that they stay back. Please. And to us, the professionals, next one, number 4. These professional doctors, whether government did something or not, you have responsibility to respond to the people. So don't as everything just decide to leave the country. To leave the country for who? One of my young colleagues, I hope he's not here, during the COVID, we trained him, Samaila, you know. We trained him so well for Murtala Muhammad Hospital. They refused to give him a scope. Every week he will come to us. And then suddenly he said, sir, I want to go to Saudi Arabia. I said, Saudi Arabia? What did the state say? They said, no, you can go. It was only when his stepmother died during the COVID, then his mother sent him a text that, you see, this my colleague has died, you were not there, what remains now is me. So this man changed his mind. I saw him back. I said, what is happening? He says, sir, what my mother said, I cannot. So, we want to stay. Young people want to stay with some small support. And we have responsibility not to be selfish, to be dedicated. As this oath has said, if you take the nursing one, it's virtually the same. We have responsibility to advise. And let me come back to what NMA and MD can have been doing. This advocacy, contacting people, seeing everybody that matters to educate him or her is something that must necessarily be on our agenda, and we must never move it out. This is my assignment for NMA, and in 2 years' time, I'm going to find out whether we are doing this. And finally, the common people. They are peculiar people. Somebody who has no knowledge, you cannot blame him. Can you imagine that guy? Till his creatinine became 3,000. Then he came to hospital. So we must have proper health education to ensure that our people are carried along. Otherwise, if you have excellent facilities, we are there and they are not there, the whole thing has no meaning. And it is going to be the national mortality indexes that are going to be looked into. Your Excellency, I am most grateful that you have stayed back. I am sure you will find ways, as the chairman of the North West Governors Forum, to talk to your colleagues and talk to other people so that together we can work to ensure that we have improved care. I thank you, everybody, for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Emeritus, for this very moving, very constructive, very inspiring lecture. Thank you very much once again. Now, before the climax of this opening ceremony, which will be the address by the chief host, His Excellency the Governor, I want to seize this opportunity to quickly make presentation of some of the awards, limited to 2 for want of time, and then others will get theirs in due course. And then after that, then the representative of the Honorable Minister will chip in 1 or 2 things, and then we warmly invite His Excellency to address the gathering. And then as soon as His Excellency takes his leave, then the scientific session will resume back. So at this point in time, the first recipient is our guest speaker. So I'd like to invite him to please come forward for the award. Emeritus Professor Musa Brodo. His Excellency, the Governor will assist in presenting the award to him. The President of the NMA will also assist His Excellency. Then the other award goes to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State. So I'd like to invite his representative, the Head of Civil Service of Kano State Government, to also come forward and then the one for the Kano Governor. Where is the award, please? Quickly. The award for His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano. These are the 2 awards that we are presenting.
Wanda kasa ta nuna, ganin bijimi ya zauna, gwamnan da ake amfana. Kun ji tsayayyen gwamna, da gaskiya da amana, shawara da faru mu tafi, ko mu kushi ya tafi,
Thank you. May we be seated, please? The representative of the governor of Kano, I was made to understand that he will make a very brief remarks on behalf of the other recipient. For want of time, we still have the representative of the minister will. Okay. He's reading a letter. You read the content from His Excellency, the Governor of Kano State.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Gogwaran Katsina, PhD CON, the Deputy Governor, Chairman of the occasion, my Lord, President NMA, Your Excellency, with civility, I would like to request for your indulgence so that I can stand on the existing protocols. Your Excellency, my Governor, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, wanted to be here so that he can be with you, as usual, to have the feel of Katsina State, which he always receives when he's in Katsina State. That is the Akin Kara. But due to some important issues, he could not make it, and he directed me to come and represent him by collecting this important award. And he said I should read his acceptance letter. Acceptance of nomination for the conferment of Award of Excellence in Services. He said, following my nomination for the conferment of Excellence Service Award by your professional association, I wish to, with profound gratitude, formally convey my acceptance for the award arranged to hold on the 29th April 2025 at Katsina State. Indeed, your decision to confer on me the Excellent Service Award is a testimony and a clear indication of the determination of your association at promoting the overall development of healthcare delivery system in the state, that is Kano, and in Nigeria in general. It is certainly a significant milestone worthy of commendation. I wish to equally stress that this year's singular goodwill will remain indelible in the history of Kano State as one of your acknowledgement to our numerous achievements in the health sector. I greatly thank you and pray that Almighty God reward you abundantly as we collectively undertake the task of rejuvenating the entire health sector for the benefit of our teeming populace. Once again, I accept the deep appreciation of Kano State government and the good people of the state over this important landmark. I remain yours sincerely, Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State. Sir, on the strength of this letter, my boss said I should make this little commitment. That since NMA is in Katsina State, to do Kodakin Kara for this annual delegate conference, and he said, I should give you this commitment that when you are having the next year's annual delegate conference, you should try to move a little to Kano State. Jalaba Bahausa, Yaro Kodime Kazo Ampika. Kanan da babinni Tinjimin gari Medala da Goron Dutse. Kano Madina Shatta. This is what he said I should give you. He is ready to host you next year when you are having this conference. And sir, in a lighter mood, when I was following your relationship with my governor, I always asked myself, what is behind this relationship? As strong as it is. But today I have found the answer. You are all linked by nature because you are all writing with the left hand. So I'm happy today I've got to my answer, and that is why you are doing a lot in the health sector, you and your brother and your colleague. Thank you very much for honoring our governor, and thank you very much for the hospitality you have accorded to us when we came, and we will, inshallah, will take this message to him. So I want to hand this letter to the chairman, Kano branch, for onward transmission to the national president. Chairman, please.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, lastly, I just want to confirm what was said on my father, Professor Emeritus Bala Barodu. I'm a witness of what he's doing in health sector and to individuals. When I was a young officer, sir, in 1989, my mother fell sick with the liver cirrhosis as she was under his care. The entire medication was taken over by him. Sir, I'm grateful for you. Thank you very much. Allah Isakada Al-Khairi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's say consideration needs not to be adequate, however slight, and consideration must be of value. So there is value attached to the request by the Kano State Governor. At this point in time, quickly before the address by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, I wish to invite the representative of the Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health, the CMD of the Federal Teaching Hospital, Katsina, to briefly.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Katsina State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Katsina State, permit me to stand on the existing protocols due to exigencies of time. The Honorable Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Your Excellency, wanted to be here, but for official engagements, sent in a message that you wanted me to read to the delegates. And I read thus: it is both an honor and homecoming to address this 65th annual delegates meeting and general conference of our association. I thank you sincerely for the invitation to serve as special guest of honor. The theme, universal applicability of care standards for patients and well-being for healthcare providers, and the sub-theme, medical doctors and politics, the role of healthcare professionals in shaping public policy, are timely and apt. They speak not only of the state of healthcare delivery in Nigeria today, but also to the weight of responsibility that rests on the shoulders of medical professionals in shaping of tomorrow. Across Nigeria today, whether in tertiary hospitals, in city centers or primary healthcare centers, deep in rural communities, there is a silent but recurring question on the lips of both patients and practitioners. Is this the best we can offer? The concept of care standards goes beyond protocols. It is a statement of dignity. When we speak of universal applicability of standards, we are affirming that every Nigerian, regardless of location or status, is entitled to a baseline of care that is safe, respectful, and clinically sound, and that every provider, regardless of grade or facility, deserves an enabling environment to practice without fear, frustration, or fatigue. Care standards provide the architecture for consistent, measurable, and accountable service delivery. They define the outcomes we seek, the pathways to achieve them, and the ethics that must underpin every medical encounter. Importantly, they evolve. They challenge us to stay on the frontier of knowledge and to remain humble in the face of science's ever-shifting horizon. The protection of healers. It is often said that no system rises above the morale of its workforce. Yet today, many Nigerian doctors carry a heavy burden, not just of patient loads, but of professional disillusionment, burnout, insecurity, underinvestment, and unfair expectations have weakened the very hands we depend on to heal others. Care standards are not only about patients. They are also about creating institutional cultures that affirm the value of the provider. They enable continuous learning. They reduce errors through system improvements. They reinforce collegiality and professional respect. In short, they protect the healer as much as the healed. This is why, under my stewardship, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare inaugurated the National Tertiary Health Institution Standards Committee, a statutory body under the National Health Act, tasked with defining and enforcing minimum standards in federal tertiary hospitals. Its mandate is wide-ranging, from master planning to inspection, accreditation, and capacity enhancement. It is our firm belief that without enforceable standard, excellence remains aspirational. Rebuilding of primary health care and expanding access. Our broader reform agenda, the National Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, prioritizes health coverage investment through a revitalized primary health care system, strengthened human resource, and fairer health financing. Let me state clearly, we're expanding the number of functional primary health care centers from approximately 1,800 in 2023 to 17,000 by the year 2027. This is not merely a numerical goal. It is a transformative infrastructure for training, service delivery, and community resilience. The Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, stewarded by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, is being optimized to ensure equity, transparency, and impact. At the same time, we're addressing catastrophic health expenditures through the National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System, that is NEMSAS, and the Comprehensive Emergency Obstetrics Care, now being rolled out in federal tertiary hospitals. We are building a functional referral and emergency system to reduce maternal and preventable death. And through the NHIA and the forthcoming Essential Health Service Guarantee, we are laying the foundation for social contract that affirms health as a right, not as a privilege. Professional voice and political relevance. The sub-theme on doctors and public policy is one I reflect on deeply. In truth, the line between medicine and politics has never been as firm as many imagine. Every act of public health is a political choice. Every budget line is a political decision. Every regulatory silence is a political outcome. In this regard, physicians have more than a right. We have a responsibility to inform public discourse with science, compassion, and strategic foresight. Whether through advisory roles, evidence-based commentary, or quiet diplomacy, we must ensure that decisions affecting health are not made in the absence of health professionals. Our National Health Fellows Program, coordinator from my office under the NHSRII, is designed to nurture this capacity by equipping young professionals with tools of policy thinking, systems leadership, and result-based innovation. The future of health governance lies not in isolation, but in deliberate intersection with broader developmental thinking. My final reflections. Distinguished colleagues, let me conclude on a personal note. Recently, while on a monitoring visit in a health facility in northern Nigeria, I met a midwife who, despite the lack of electricity or running water, kept meticulous patient record and has not missed a day's duty in 6 months. When I asked why she stayed, she replied, "If I leave, who will be there for them?" This is the spirit we must honor, not just words, but in policy, in investment, and in the standards that we set. Despite our fiscal constraints and demographic pressures, we remain committed to building a health system that meets the expectation of its people and aspiration of its professionals. I therefore thank the Nigerian Medical Association for its enduring commitment to this mission. May your deliberations in Katsina strengthen not only the profession, but the very soul of our health system. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Representative of the Honorable Minister. Chairman, sir.
Thank you very much, MC. May I take this singular honor and privilege to invite His Excellency for his speech. But before then, there are 2 awards, all of excellence, to be presented to His Excellency. One is from the Nigerian Medical Association, who are becoming closer and more friendlier with him for his friendly posture. And the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, who have just held their scientific conference in Katsina, have chosen to present an award of excellence on medical education to His Excellency. I once had the privilege of meeting His Excellency, who confided in me, CJ, I'm tired of this award. I'm the governor. I have been elected to do this. People have been giving me awards for doing this excellent work. I said, look, they are acting on tradition. Man la yashkurun nas la yashkurullah. So accept it because Allah has given it to you, and it's a rare privilege. So it is my single honor and privilege to invite His Excellency and to call on the Chairman, Honorable Commissioner for Health. Yeah, please. To the Chairman. This, Your Excellency, is compliments. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, please, is as well as yours. This is an excellent one. The Chairman.
Your Excellency, sir, this is a follow-up to our award of excellence to you at our last annual general meeting in Calabar. We have followed up with this portrait as another obvious commitment and appreciation to the excellent work you are doing in the healthcare sector. I wanted to draw your attention to Professor Borodo's presentation. Katsina, after it had gone far and far in his presentation, was the only state left in the north that was green. I don't know if you noticed that. And green was the best performance in his presentation. Yes, it was the only state that was left green. At a point, it was Katsina and Kano, but as the performance went on, it was only Katsina. Katsina was in the same league with Lagos and so on. Yes, congratulations. So it further shows the commitment we have. And also, on behalf of our affiliate, the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, the consultants, Your Excellency, sir, are the ones totally and absolutely responsible for medical education in Nigeria, be it at undergraduate or postgraduate level. They did not get the opportunity yesterday to be able to present this award of excellence in medical education to you. The work Katsina State government is doing under the leadership of Your Excellency is so fantastic. We went round. We saw virtually almost all the key clinical departments in this state have accreditation for postgraduate training. This is a rare phenomenon in most northern states in Nigeria. That's why the MD Khan is also presenting this award to you, Mr. Chairman. President.
Your Excellency, sir, on behalf of the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria, who are the medical educators in Nigeria, we acknowledge the plan, the foundation you laid for your medical school. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most difficult components of medical education is the human resource. But His Excellency, being a listener, has accepted the advice of the professionals. He has sent so many doctors in basic medical sciences, basic clinical sciences, and clinical sciences to train ahead of the students reaching that level. This is a demonstration of foresight. Other schools, other state governments will need to emulate you. I want to use this opportunity to kindly ask the President of NMA, who is our leader, to make this presentation on our behalf. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, and finally, the Commissioner for Health will make this presentation from the Katsina Eye Center to His Excellency.
Your Excellency, sir, yesterday, part of the gesture of this very important August visitors, we are in the Eye Center, where there's a free, over 100 free surgeons yesterday in the Eye Center. They really have shown appreciation and the commitment on the under the 001 and the local organizing committee, and finally they commend the effort and the situation of the site, cleanliness and very befitting existence. So the honor that field, the host gives us a very important message to you. We will receive on your behalf. Now the honor should be given to who deserve. Once again, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioner. People may take their seat, and I now invite His Excellency. Please, and I invite you, particularly delegates, to carefully give your listening ears to His Excellency for his speech and declaration of the conference of Your Excellency.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kano State, ably represented by the Head of Service, my brother, my friend, and my colleague. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Katsina State, Alam Faruk Jobe, the Chairman of this occasion and Chief Judge of Katsina State, Honorable Grand Kadi, members of the State Executive Council, Chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Professor Bala Mohammed Abdu, Chairman of Katsina State Chapter, Dr. Mohammed Sani Abubakar, and other chairmen of the state chapters of Nigeria, our distinguished guest speaker, Emeritus Professor Musa Mohammed Borodo, I'm glad to have listened to your lecture, and it has added to my knowledge, and I assure you that we'll go through it and see where we can add value. Distinguished delegates, whom have gathered today in Katsina from all the 36 states of the Federation, I'm really glad to be in your mix. And this is an important association that has a very big bearing on the life of the people of this country. As mentioned by the Emeritus Professor, that we should look into the welfare of the doctors, which we are doing as much as we can, and I will continue to improve on that. But I also want to call on you, as mentioned by the professor, that you should be patriotic. Also think of Nigeria, think of our people, stay here and give your own input to the well-being of Nigerians. Representative of the Emir of Katsina, I pardon you. Heads of the federal government institution, health institution, heads of the state health institutions, distinguished members, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I welcome you to Katsina, the home of hospitality. Distinguished members of the Nigerian Medical Association, Executive Council, I stand before you today at this very important occasion to express my heartfelt gratitude to the leadership of NMA for inviting me to address you today, and also for hosting this conference in Katsina. This conference comes at a critical time in our national healthcare landscape. It is a moment of reflection, discussion, and strategic planning on how to strategize to overcome the enormous challenges affecting the association and the health system in the country. It is through meetings like this that we can come together to share our experiences,
forge a path for forward moving, improving the healthcare system in our nation. Let me continue to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of all the members of NMA that gathered here today. You are not just a backbone of our health system, you are as well the leaders of tomorrow, the ones who will continue to take our health system to greater height. Your commitment to excellence in patient care and medical education is highly commendable. We know the pivotal role you are playing in contributing to the improvement of the healthcare system in the country. You are the forefront of patient care, providing essential services in the healthcare facilities, spending countless hours caring for the patient. I want to take this opportunity to assure you of my government commitment in supporting the initiative of NMA. We recognize the importance of collaboration between the state government, medical association in advancing healthcare delivery in Katsina State and the country across. It is imperative that we work together to create conducive environment for you to thrive in the profession. We are all aware of the current challenges in the health sector in terms of human resources, infrastructure, equipment, which affect the quality of health care. This is coupled with the economic and security challenges. In order to reduce these challenges in Katsina State, the current administration has provided enabling environment to increase the number of health workers through many strategic and collaboration with our health partners. The government is also improving the healthcare infrastructure for optimal health delivery. This includes upgrading of 7 comprehensive health care to the status of general hospital in the state. The commissioning of ultra-modern 16-bed renal dialysis center, construction of ultra-modern imaging and diagnostic center, one of the best to be constructed in the country, construction of pharmaceutical production factory, provision of 21 containers of essential equipments, and many other numerous to mention here. We have embarked on upgrade, or I can say we have completed the upgrade of about 170 primary health centers to the status of functional primary health centers in each ward of the state. Currently, we have awarded 102 primary health centers to the status of a functional primary health center in the state, which we hope to be completed before December this year, which left us with about 100 primary health centers to cover 361 wards, which inshallah we will do next year. They were equipped with solar electricity, KKNPEP ambulance, equipments, and all what have you to make a functional primary health center in each of the wards. At this point, I urge all members of NMA to always engage in constructive dialogue with the government and other stakeholders, advocate for policies that will enhance healthcare delivery and welfare of its members. Together, we can develop an innovative solution to attract and retain talent in the health sector. We have also done a lot in human resource for health by approving the commencement of postgraduate medical training in the state. Already, accreditation has been given to commence residency training in family medicine and gynecology. In conclusion, I would like to express my profound appreciation on the award that was conferred on me last year in Calabar. I really appreciate it, and that has been in my mind for a very long time. And I also want to seize this opportunity to congratulate my colleague and brother, the Governor of Kano State, whom have also been awarded this year's conference in Katsina for this very award of excellence in service to the health center. I wish to reiterate my appreciation to all the hard work that you have done Know that the state government stand with you as partners in the quest for better healthcare system. Together, let us strive toward achieving our common goal, which is providing quality healthcare, entrenching a resilient conference. And I wish you a pleasant stay in Kazina. And I also wish you a safe journey back to your various destinations at the end of this one-week conference. And I want to also sincerely appreciate you and also show our commitment towards helping this association to go to the greater height. And we also appreciate the Kano State government for accepting to host this conference next year. I hope and pray that we will have a success in all these things. Thank you. God bless our state. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum.
So quickly, the local organizing committee will have a group photograph with His Excellency.
Can His Excellency have LOC chairman? Let's start with the NOC first. Let's start with the NOC first. NOC members, please kindly come forward. NOC first, please. NOC first.
Ga gwagwaren nan, ga jihar bunan, ya ci gashi nan, jam'iyyar bunan, rike ta nan, a gode. Dokwarar da ne ya zama tilo, ƙaran mayar in kodo, arina wajen su lilo, sun kulle shi a ki kullo, kuna masa arina nan.
Please, NOC only, Nura. Nura. LOC, please, only LOC.
Allah yake mutane su ko suke tukwane suna aje tukwane su ko suna bashewa suna rufe mutane kauye da ma birane na bincika hakan ne sigari kai shiri ka kira talaba mai mutane ku ta zane daki jiran haka ne bangaren diga ne ina da tambayar kurkusa me kuke jira wanda kasa ta nuna gaba taimakon mu na gwamna gaskiya da amana joba mun amfana ta musu ta ya zauna tabir masu amana na tsaure dan aljanna.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. Thank you for being on ground. Thank you for being so attentive. We are going to take a short recess for prayers and lunch. We hope to reconvene and resume with the panel conversation by 2:30. By 2:30 p.m., please. Thank you very much.
so